Hey everyone, welcome to Soul Expressions with Bran and Jess. And today you're with Brandy as I discuss your soul expression and how that can play out for you, your soul's growth for the week of July 27th to August 2nd. Lots of movements this week, lots going on. And instead of going through every aspect, I'm just going to flow with what comes through, what came through for me this week, for this week for us, and how our soul is expressing itself, how it's evolving. And mainly it is through the lens of evolutionary astrology. That is what the base tool we use here to really provide you with guidance, support, and for you to tap into your own ability, right? To tap into your own inner wisdom, and to help you move through any energies or obstacles or challenges that you may face, or that we all may face as we are moving through our evolutionary journey of our soul, right? So, okay, let's begin. The moon is moving through at the beginning of the week, July 25th. That was like last week's report or forecast, but we have the moon moving through Cancer in her final stages before she moves through the new moon. So actually this week we have the moon moving through Cancer into Leo today on the 27th, Wednesday the 27th, preparing for its new moon in Leo at 5 degrees of Leo on Thursday the 28th. And that's how we're starting our week. So what I'm feeling here is that we must really surrender. It's a time of surrendering as we come into that Leo energy, and it's asking us to shine our light. This new moon is a new intention, a new growth for you and I, as we are in Leo season right now, and as this Leo new moon is really asking us, how are you coming in to your own self-identity? Okay, how this is about self-discovery, this is about authenticity, and this is about being whole. So this Leo new moon is an intention of how can you show up more in the light of who you are, in your soul light, and shine that light. So a lot of that could be coming up to around purpose, around serving, around showing up as yourself. And that's what I'm feeling it this week. It's really also around focusing on your passions, on what success means to you. And I'm feeling teamwork coming up here, of you aligning with people that sees your light. Because in Leo season, I feel too, Leo, it's shining who we are, that authentic version of ourselves, and being recognized for it. So this Leo new moon can be bringing lots of new opportunities for us, new collaborations, and really being in a place of self-validating ourselves, of validating our own light. And you might be feeling, because it's in a fiery sign, Leo is a fire sign energy. I'm feeling it like we could be getting a lot of bursts of inspirations. And I'm definitely feeling that we're discovering more around ourselves, and how are like the images I'm getting with the cards I pulled this morning to give me a bit of insight for this week for us. One of the cards was called work, and there was bees on it. So I'm feeling that it's like we all have a specific place. We all have a role to play, and in this life, right? As human beings, as the worker bees, right? We all have a role to play. And we are all uniquely different, and we all have a unique role to play. So I'm feeling this new moon kickstarts our week here to really come into, who are you? What makes you you? What makes you unique? What are your special gifts? What is it that you bring to the world, and how can you find those opportunities or be open? Yeah, surrender to the opportunities that are at the forefront of your life right now, where you're being called to be more into that authentic version of yourself, that you can shine bright. So that is such a nice energy that I feel that it's a very expansive new moon for us at a soul growth level. And it's really bringing forth more of what we're passionate about and how we want to serve ourselves. And that is not selfish in that way. It's like, what special brightness, what special hue, what special color, Leo for me is that creative side of ourselves. How do we create ourselves? How do we put ourselves out there in a way that is unique and different, but that definitely represents a part of our wholeness, represents the wholeness. And like I like to describe it, it's like the cupcake, but the icing on the cupcake. So I feel that our icing may be changing. So you might be going through changes. And I also pulled that with our souls cards. I don't know how they're called, but the soul growth cards here, the soul's journey. Yeah. So we got 2 cards to guide us through this week. We have surrender and change and indecision. I'm really feeling that what's coming up here as we tap into this new moon energy, with reflecting back to us our self-identity, more of who we are and how we're meant to serve. We're really being asked to listen to our hearts. That's Leo also, and have the strength to come into ourselves and that self-confidence and listen to that Leo heart that we all have, each and every one of us inside of us. So because what else is going on? Okay, let me get through how the moon is moving. But again, I think for these purposes of these videos is really to help your soul expression shine, to help your soul evolution. So I don't want to go into detail of all the aspects in the cosmic conversations that are happening at the moment. But eventually, maybe, especially if some of you want to learn more about actually what is happening. But I'm just going to give the big picture through these videos, okay? And sometimes Jess joins me in these videos where she gives her perspective, and she reflects back to us how she's receiving this energy, and she helps us ground this energy in. And we do much more of that in the membership as a practical way to really explore more of our unique energy signature, like what makes us unique, and how to navigate through the transits, through our everyday, through the cycles of energy that is going on, to provide us with more awareness and insight on our soul's evolution. So we do much more of that in our membership, which you could have the information through the information below here, below this video. So after this new moon is actually also very tightly connected to this big change we're all on. And that is because on the 26th of July, which was yesterday in terms of this filming of this video, would be the Uranus in Taurus conjunct the North Node in Taurus at 18 degrees. So right now, that area in your chart is being very much activated. So wherever you have 18 degrees of Taurus in your chart, that's where you will most likely be having these experiences of sudden change, liberating energy, something pushing you forward. Now, this is nothing to be afraid of, but it is a high intensity energy. It is one that brings about change, and it's crazy, the synchronicities, especially with the cards I've pulled. So it's saying, I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. And there is a ton of movement happening. There's a lot of movement, and it's guiding us to surrender. Okay. Surrender control. I can release my need to control. So if there's anything this week that we need to understand with these energies, is to surrender to the change that might be happening in your life. It could be feeling very overwhelming. I know I've been feeling overwhelmed this morning. At the bottom of the deck, there was indecision. So I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. So right now, we're also being called to really tap into our hearts, tap into our inner knowing, tap in. Your soul knows. And that's another thing that we really want to put emphasis on, is that you do know best for you. You have that inner knowing. Okay. It's just a matter of being aware and opening up to your soul, opening up to its evolutionary core desire. In evolutionary astrology, the natal position of Pluto gives you that insight, right? It gives you that core evolutionary intent in your past lifetimes, and then how you're growing through that polarity point. So whatever sign is opposite where your natal Pluto is. And then the moon, what I love working with the moon, it's because it really gives us our evolutionary journey on an emotional conscious level, okay, of how we're transitioning from that past evolutionary intent to our new evolutionary intent, and how we're growing and evolving in this lifetime. And the way that the North Node and the South Node is in your natal chart will give us that information as well. But here in these videos of the weekly, it's all good to know all that from your chart, and we can do that with chart readings, and those will be coming up and available to you at some point in the near future. But right now, what Jess and I decided, what we feel is very important, is how to navigate our daily lives, our weekly lives. And hopefully these videos can start giving you a lot of insight, and hopefully you can find some value or just one message that can help you understand that right now we are moving through big changes. And so some of you might be feeling this week where you can be feeling indecisive. It can be overwhelming, not knowing where to go. But I feel that that conjunction between Uranus in Taurus with the North Node in Taurus is something that is coming through, that is going to be even like a sudden awakening. Even like a lot of people are waking up. We are still all in this evolutionary process of evolving and awakening to more and more things. And right now that can be bringing on a lot of indecisions, like, yeah, where are my passions? What is my self-identity? But most of you, if you're watching, if you've been doing the work, if you've been already reflecting, following your natural flow and cycles, is trusting your intuitions, this indecision can be temporary. It could just be coming up. Maybe it's something you got to sit with this week and say, what direction? So the North Node in Taurus is bringing us to a direction where right now we're being called to trust ourselves, come into our independence. How can we be more self-reliant? How can we be more worthy and open up to our self-worth, right? And know that we are worthy of having our needs met, having our essential needs met. And that is shifting in the way that what we need is shifting. It's shifting, but it's a time also to be mindful that there's so many changes that everything might not stick right now. And just to be mindful to let the change just naturally happen as it is. So that, yeah, we are growing and evolving, and we're going through basically what I would call this week, and the energies are going to flow through for the next few months there. This is not just one day, because we're having this conjunction on the 26th of July. This is it's a progression of energy happening in a cycle of energy, of bigger energies at play as well. But right now, just know that we are going through a big growth spurt. So yeah, what else is happening? So I feel that a lot of it is, this is crazy, because I pulled from also another deck to help me out here today in understanding, put words from the archetype cards of Carolyn Miss. And I pulled the Liberator. as one of the archetypes this week. And that would make so much sense because Uranus is the liberator. So somehow, some way, these energies are natural energies of evolution, of change. And it is happening again in the sign of Taurus. And Taurus is a fixed ground earth energy. And it's very much about our comfort and our beauty and how we want to like feel good in the world. And right now, everything that we've learned that feels good in the world may be shifting so it can feel not so good, but it is to liberate us from the outdated or outmoded beliefs that we've been anchored in. And when we rip out the anchor and then we're afloat, okay, we still have Neptune and Pisces where there's just a lot of things that we got to trust and surrender to, those flows, those bigger energy flows that are happening. We're releasing a lot of negative thought patterns as well. So it's like the Band-Aid is being ripped off in a way this week. And as we progress through the energies, and it can feel a little painful. That's why it's just to be mindful that change sometimes is not always welcome. But I think right now for most of us who are ready to step into more of our soul work, step into our evolution more, to understand what is actually going on within the collective energy and how it's affecting us personally, we're ready for this. We're ready for this change. And it is really meant to liberate us from a lot of negative thought patterns. So I found that was such a beautiful synchronicity pulling this card today, as Uranus is the liberator. And just to be mindful that on August 1st, Mars is coming into the mix and it's already making its way. It's approaching this conjunction. So it is going to conjunct Uranus and Taurus, and it's going to conjunct the North Node in Taurus. And that is a masculine energy coming through to initiate the change. And Mars is a personal planet. It affects us on a personal level. So it's playing out collectively for all of us. But this Mars is coming into the mix and saying, all right, something's got to be something. You might feel a big burst of energy. I know a lot of astrologers I've been listening to are warning just a little bit too about, being mindful of sudden accidents, or just, it's because it's a fast moving energy. And Mars is our physicality as well. So just be mindful of your physical body and of the physical changes that you're also experiencing. So I would say this week, all right, there's just a lot of movement. So whatever way that you can ground yourself, actually, I've got out my grounding crystals because I'm really feeling it, that we need to ground whatever way that you can surrender control. Again, we are moving through the waning cycle. We're ending. So it's this release, this renewal energy. We're coming into our new moon on the 28th. And then the moon will be in Virgo over the weekend. There's also the sun having a little nice activity with Jupiter, expanding so much more of our authentic selves, I feel, with the sun in Leo that is going to trine Jupiter. That's over Sunday. So there's a lot. Mercury's in the mix as well, moving quite fast through Leo, and it's having conversations with Mars, with Chiron, with the nodes. It's squaring the nodes, and it will square Uranus and Saturn. So we could just feel some tension on the way we want to express. Maybe there's going to be some tension in how our authentic selves is going to be received, how being fully in our light might trigger others. It might trigger a lot of things. Just know that the changes, not everybody are experiencing the same way. And with that Mars energy, that is also reactive energy. So I really highly recommend that this week you be mindful of your reactions and be more in a responsive way with this energy. But we also have a super nice energy with Venus in Cancer sextiling Uranus. So that is a supportive energy with Venus in Cancer saying, come back home to your heart. This would be also a great week to cocoon, be with your family, find ways to, I always like to look at, finding ways to counterbalance these intense energies that we're moving through. So even though we're going through them and we're not escaping, we have to move through them, we can counterbalance by being aware and being, all right, well, we have a beautiful energy that's supporting this Uranus conjunction. Plus, Venus is the ruler of Taurus and where these changes are happening. So Venus is wanting this change as well. Venus is how we nourish ourselves, how we take care of ourselves, how we're worthy of being in our wholeness, being in that place of light, okay? And how she is wanting to support us with emotional healing here. It's a great time of healing. And that's what I'm feeling too for the next part of this year is big healings coming through with these changes. And like I said, right now, what might be happening in the collective and in your personal area of your chart right now could be chaotic for the next few weeks and stuff. But at a point, you're going to see it as, okay, yes, I understand what is happening here, how I'm evolving, how I'm changing, and how I'm meant to move forward in a way that supports my soul, what supports my soul evolution and my intentions. And this is a great time to have your intentions set at this new moon for what new new seeds that you're planting and what you're really working towards. What do you really want? And I think most of us just want to experience peace and freedom and, feel good about ourselves and feel good about being unique and being ourselves. So all in all, it's a very hectic time, but I also feel it's a beautiful time of embracing the change. Put your hands to your heart. That's what I'm feeling right now. Just put your hands on your heart. Take a big breath in. Release your need to control of what is going to be transpiring, and just know that deep down your soul has always known this information. It knows it's available to you at any given time. And I feel what's really happening, and this is why Jess and I are coming together to provide you with this kind of support. It's because first of all, we need the support as well, but at a soul level, we know, and we want to encourage each and every one of you to live life on your own terms. And this is also what Uranus is moving through Taurus doing, is like you come back to yourself, and we're shaking up the ground of what was and coming into building a new foundation that is true to us. Okay, it's true to you. So, okay, I think I've talked enough for this week. Probably didn't get to everything, but at the end of the day, the message is what is supposed to come through is coming through. So just be mindful of how your spirit, your soul is being sparked also this week, especially with that new moon energy. And I want to invite you, if you want to know more of how to navigate these energies in real time, come and join us in a free workshop that will be supporting you with Jess and I. That happens on August 3rd. All the details are below this video. Join us. It's free. There will be a replay sent out to you if you can't make that time. But what we're going to do in there is we're going to show you your birth chart, how to find the planets and the points in your charts that we talk about in these weekly videos, and inside the membership, how we work deeper. So you're going to need your birth chart and know where these transits fall into what areas, so that you know more of what is being activated in your charts. What are you meant to be working for your soul's evolution, and how your soul wants to be expressing itself through these transits, through these energies that we move through. And that workshop is just going to be a basic workshop, and it's going to really help you also with all the new moons and the full moons, and what areas is that activating for you? Where does that fall in your chart? And just, it's going to be a nice discussion as well on just helping you navigate your soul's evolution and how we're meant to grow and evolve and prosper and that expansion of self through, basically it's like I feel that the cycles and the transits and how to apply it to your chart really shows you, well, all right, this is my self-reflective tool on how I'm meant to grow. Maybe what's coming up that'll be challenging, but how I can look to it to know how I'm being supported also through these changes. And remember, we're all different, so we all move through it in a different capacity. But join us for that workshop if that interests you. Would really love to connect with your energy, and there might be a surprise in that workshop as well. And yeah, okay, well, we'll leave it at that. So surrender to the change, surrender to the indecision, let yourself really be in acceptance, follow your heart, trust your energy at this time. Trust your energy. And that's what we're also supporting you to do, Jess and I, in the membership, is really to trust your energy cycle, come into your cycle and flow with that your cycle, your unique energy is your guide. And the better you can tap into it and trust it and learn to love it and embrace it and allow it to just let it guide you. And that at the end of the day, there's nothing really to do, but everything to be. So I'm going to wish you lots of love and flow during your week. I hope this helps. Give us a comment below. Let us know where you're from. We'd like to connect with you. And we'll have all our other links and information on how to join us and how to work with us, or whatever ways you would like to connect with us will be down below as well. And I'll leave it at that. And may your soul expand and express itself in its own unique fashion. And we'll see you again in the next video.